Hi guys, it has been a while since I've been officially in front of the camera, and I don't have time tonight to do my setup and everything. The house is quiet. The puppy is quiet. That's new news in our world. And I thought I'd just hop on here and try to share a little bit about what's been going on. I shared some things on social media. Some of you may have seen them, but I haven't shared everything everywhere. So, you know, through my budget reports, my budget videos, that my parents had COVID and that I contracted it as well. And so there were several weeks that things were pretty rough trying to get through all of that. I finally took a turn about September 25th. I started really taking a turn for the better and feeling like I could get back to work. I was released to go back to work on October 1st. I worked for 9 days straight because we had a huge deliverable for October 13th, something I'm normally very, very involved in that I missed almost all of while I was out in September. And I worked straight through, and then on Friday the 9th in the middle of the day, well, actually, let's start with I woke up that morning with a little tender spot on the inside of my leg just above my knee. It was my left leg, and after working about 7 hours, pardon my hand, after working about 7 hours, I stood up. I had been up 2 other times every couple hours, but I got done with a meeting and I stood up and had immense pain in my leg and trouble walking. My leg was very swelled. I had a hard time getting up and down the stairs. So I called my doctor and they told me to go to the ER right now. So that was my 4th visit to the ER in about 5 weeks. And it was the last thing I wanted, but they scared me. And I'd already been there 2 other times. Aside from my COVID arrival, I had been there 2 other times for blood clot scares, and they were negative, thank God. But on this day, not so much luck. I have an 8 to 10 inch clot in my left leg, which is why I was having all the pain and swelling. And I was off work for another week. So life has been more than a little bit challenging. And I got to tell you, you guys, sorry, I had to switch arms to hold this, but I have to tell you guys that having a DVT in your leg, a deep vein thrombosis, is one of the most painful things I've ever had in my life. So the thing that I would say is that was worse than that was when I had multiple blood clots called pulmonary embolisms in my lungs in 2013. That's when we learned that I have a blood disorder. And so I was predispositioned to clots from the get-go. And the thing that's really frustrating about what happened this past week, or it was the week of the 12th, excuse me. The thing that was frustrating about being off and having to go through all of this, the pain was so, I mean, I was on prescription pain meds for 5 days straight, 5.5 days, 24/7. So anyway, I had called on September 2nd when I was at my parents' house and I suspected that I had COVID. I called my primary doctor and the specialist who saw me in 2013, and both kind of shrugged off my concerns when I was saying, would it, make sense to get on a blood thinner for a short period of time if I test positive for COVID. They just dismissed my concerns, and yet now the 2 of them are treating me for my blood clots. So and I don't only have a blood clot in my leg, I have one in my chest as well. So I didn't have any symptoms with that one. It's smaller, but anyway, things have just really been a hot mess. And I still have to do the September budget report I haven't put up. September was crazy because I was off for all but 4 days of September. I had to have a short-term disability claim, which took our income down even more in September. I mean, there is just all kinds of stuff going on because Matt was still not working. So anyway, things have been very challenging. My mindset, I've been struggling with it. I was feeling really negative on the 14th and put a post out on Facebook that I almost took down, and I decided afterwards not to do it because I'm trying to chronicle what happened in my life in my family's life at this time of my life. And so I want to be real, and I want to look back on that and know how it impacted me. I don't want to sugarcoat anything. I was feeling, it was just really hard to compartmentalize my emotions. I was tired. I'm exhausted. And my family, my husband and my son are tired and they're exhausted, even though they weren't sick and they weren't away from home and all of that. This has been hard on them too. And then there's my parents. And let me just tell you guys, we are so blessed that COVID didn't take my dad. But I sat on the phone because I couldn't be there. I couldn't drive the 90 miles to be there because of my blood clots. So I had to call in today instead of going to his appointment with him, with his pulmonologist, and listen to her explain that he now has severe COPD. And his breathing is really, really labored. And it wasn't easy before, but it was nothing like it is now. We were feeling so blessed that COVID didn't take him from us, because we were just certain that if he got it, there's no way he would make it, that it would take him. And so we were so excited when, he got pneumonia and had to go to the hospital, but he came home and he never even went on a ventilator, and he has COPD. But COVID continues to wreak havoc on him, and it's really kind of advanced things, I think, for him. And it's scary for him, and it's scary for my mom, and it's scary for me. And Matt knows what we're up against here. His father had emphysema and COPD and passed away from complications. It got so bad that they wouldn't do surgery on him when he got lung cancer. So he watched his dad go through this. And it's just a little bit of a scary time. So getting my thoughts together and putting together something with some decent production value has just not been on the list of priorities. But I did want to just stop in and say hello and let you know that I appreciate all of the messages that I've gotten. Some of you have emailed me. Some of them I've gotten private messages. I just, the comments on my posts and things like that. I just want to say thank you and know that I care about what's happening with you guys. I want you to be safe. I want you to be able to continue to budget and meet your financial goals during this time. I mean, everybody's living through the pandemic. Everybody's experiencing different things. Not everybody has seen COVID up close, themselves or in a family with a family member. But it's all around you, and it can sneak up on you. And that's exactly what happened to my family. And I just really hope, even though we were 3 for 3, so we, me and my family 3, COVID 0, super, super excited about that. But the things that are lingering, like my blood clots, and now my dad is really, really struggling with breathing, and he can't do his normal activities anymore. I mean, it progressed his COPD so quickly. I mean, just 2 months ago now, he got COVID, and now his COPD is so far advanced. I think it's months ahead where it would have been. So anyway, sorry, I keep getting my finger in front of the camera there, but I just wanted to let you guys know that we are okay. And I do continue to budget. I know I haven't gotten everything up for you. I know I've got so much content I want to create for you guys, and it's hard to just get through the day with my own issues. And I returned to work this week, and trying to get through those days, I'm just exhausted. So I'm standing in front of you. This is au naturel. I have no makeup on whatsoever. I didn't even put lipstick on. I just stood up out of my chair and decided to get close to this light over here and start talking to you. So I do want to share one thing with you. I'm going to see if I can turn the camera around. Okay, so I want you guys to meet Uther. He's in his kennel right now, and I'm not going to let him out. But this is the newest addition to our family. In the midst of all this, I think you guys know that we very unexpectedly lost our Schnauzer, and we were going to, do you see one of his toys up here? That green bottle. These are all things we had to get up away from him. Anyway, he was a surprise. We lost Bella unexpectedly the day that I came home from being at my parents', and this came up. We literally were talking about Bella and Owen, our other schnauzer, and reminiscing about them when this is Uther and his 5 litter mates all came up in a post from our local animal shelter. They were puppies. They were 11 weeks old, all available for adoption. It was first come, first serve. Can you say hi? He's unhappy because I have him in the kennel right now. Anyway, so this is Uther, and he is now 3 months old, and his 3-month birthday was on the 15th, and he's getting so big. He is, let me pause this. Okay, so he is a Great Pyrenees mix. So we went from having small dogs. Neither of us have ever had a big dog. We went from having small dogs to having this dog that could be up to 150 pounds. So he is currently 3 months old, and he weighs 23 pounds. So that's more than our biggest schnauzer weighed. At his most, he was like 20 or 21. So anyway, he's already outgrown our smaller crate. You might have seen it inside of the big crate. But that definitely threw a wrench into our October budget. I had just done our October budget setup video, and then we decided to get the puppy. So I will do a video all about that and getting ready for pets and everything and budgeting for pets and all of that. But I will, you know, smatter Uther and some details about him, of course, throughout our budgeting, because you'll see all the expenses there. So he is bringing us great joy and lots of stress because he is a baby and we have to train him, and we didn't really prepare for this. We just did it. So we are super duper excited to have him join our family, and we are excited to see what's to come with our new addition. So I'm looking forward to sharing more with you guys, but I have to go because I cannot continue to hold this phone up. So this is all part of it. I'm not 100% yet from having COVID. I just don't have the stamina that I used to have. So you guys take care. Please stay safe and healthy out there, and I will see you soon.